Hello students, let's begin with our next lecture of synchronous machine lecture series. So this lecture is based on coil span factor, which is also known as a pitch factor, which is denoted by Kc or Kp. So we know that uh, whenever the alternator is runs at a synchronous speed, then the EMF get induced inside the alternator. The magnitude of that induced EMF generally depends upon the type and the design of winding. So generally in case of alternator, the ideal EMF equation is given by 4.44 into F into phi into NPH. So we derive that particular ideal EMF equation by assuming the coils are full pitch coil and that coils are concentrated in nature. But practically, armature coils are neither full pitch nor distributed or not concentrated, but that coils are generally short pitch coil and that coils are in distributed form. So the effect of this short pitch nature of coil generally considered using the factor which is known as a coil span factor. So as coil is chorded or as coil is short pitch, the magnitude of induced EMF inside the coil is reduced from its ideal EMF value. So we have to derive the formula for the coil span factor, and in this particular lecture we are going to derive that particular formula. So before moving towards the coil span factor, actually, first of all, we must know what is means of coil pitch, what is means of a full pitch coil and chorded pitch coil. So a coil span or coil pitch is defined as a peripheral distance between two sides of coil measured in terms of armature slots between them. So let us consider a simple schematic representation of a four-pole alternator. So here four-pole synchronous alternator is there and one coil side of say one coil is placed under influence of N pole, another coil side is placed under influence of this adjacent S pole. So in between these N two coil sides, there are total three slots which are marked with 1, 2 and 3. So these particular coil sides span a three slots. So this particular distance between two coil sides measured in terms of the armature slots which are present in between them is known as a coil span. So from this particular diagram, we can easily calculate or we can easily identify the coil span of this coil. So for this case, this coil span is equal to 3 slots. Similarly, in this second figure, here the coil span is again 3 slots for a multi-turn coil. So for multi-turn coil, the two turns or two coil sides of two turns are placed in this first slot and remaining two side coil sides are placed in another slots. So in between these two coil sides, there are three slots present. Therefore, the coil span is equal to 3 slots. So simply coil span is nothing but it is a simple peripheral distance between the two coil sides of coil, and this coil span is measured in terms of armature slots present in between them. Now, the pole pitch is generally distance between two consecutive pole, and in electrical degree, the pole pitch is always 180 degree. So, in two consecutive pole, whatever angular distance is there, that angular distance is generally termed as a pole pitch, and always that distance is 180 degree electrical. So whenever coil side lies under influence of these two poles, then there will be maximum induction of EMF takes place inside the coil sides. So let's move towards what is means of a full pitch coil and a short pitch coil. So if coil pitch or coil span is equal to pole pitch or 180 degree electrical, then coil is said to be full pitch coil. If coil span is less than pole pitch or 180 degree electrical, then coil is said to be short pitch coil or chorded coil. So let us consider an example. So here two poles are marked with N and S pole. So here coil is placed. So let us consider say coil 1. So coil side one of first coil or one coil is placed under influence of N pole. Coil side second is placed under influence of S pole. So whatever coil pitch is there, that coil pitch is equal to pole pitch or 180 degree. Therefore, this first figure indicates the representation of full pitch coil. In another case, here coil side of coil is under N pole, but another coil side is not under S pole. So this particular coil side corded with some slots behind this S pole. So here coil pitch is not equal to pole pitch. Therefore, this coil is generally termed as a short pitch coil. So if coil span is equal to pole pitch, that is 180-degree electrical, the coil is said to be full pitch coil. And if coil span is less than 180-degree electrical or is less than pole pitch, the coil is said to be short pitch coil or corded coil. So practically in case of alternators, coils are short pitch by some by some slots because there are some advantages of short pitch coil. So that advantages are generally reduction in the copper which is required at back end of coil and the reduction in the harmonics. Okay. So due to that, always alternator winding, armature winding is in short pitch form, and definitely that short pitch nature of winding affects on the induced EMF inside alternator armature winding. So now we have to now learn the concept of coil span factor or pitch factor. So let's move towards the actual concept of coil span factor or pitch factor. So for this purpose, let us consider one full pitch coil. Okay. So here I have shown a two-pole machine or two-pole alternator. So one coil is a full pitch coil. So when we consider a coil which is represented with coil A dash. So this coil A dash is said to be full pitch because coil side A lies under influence of N pole. Coil side A dash lies under influence of S pole. So in this particular case, the coil span is equal to 180-degree electrical, that is equal to pole pitch. So coil is said to be full pitch coil. So when coil is said to be full pitch, the EMF induced inside coil side is maximum because each coil side lies under the maximum flux density. So when we consider say coil side A or conductor A, then that conductor lies under maximum flux density. Therefore, the maximum amount of EMF get induced inside that conductor. Whereas coil side A dash is also lies under maximum flux density. So the maximum amount of EMF get induced inside that coil side A dash. So whatever EMFs which are induced in coil side A and A dash, these are maximum as coil is full pitch coil. So let us consider the EMF induced in coil A is EA, whereas EMF induced in coil side A dash is EA dash, and these both EMFs are maximum. So let us consider EA is equal to EA dash, that is equal to E. So as these two EMFs or as these two coil sides are connected in series, so the resultant EMF appeared across this terminal GH is equal to EA plus EA dash, and that is equal to twice of E. So we have to derive this particular resultant EMF for a full pitch coil. So in full pitch coil, coil side A and A dash are cutting maximum flux, therefore have maximum EMF EM induced in both coil sides. So the RMS values of these EMFs in coil sides are, so let us consider EA. EA is the EMF induced in coil side A. So maximum value is EM, therefore its corresponding RMS value is EM by root 2, that is equal to E. Similarly, as coil side A dash lies under maximum flux density, therefore the EMF induced inside coil side A dash is also maximum, and their corresponding RMS value EA dash is equal to EM by root 2, which is equal to E. Now, these two coil sides connected in series to form coil A dash. Therefore, the resultant EMF induced in a full pitch coil is given by ER is equal to EA plus EA dash, which is equal to twice of E or 2 times E. So this will be the resultant EMF induced in a full pitch coil. Now let us consider the short pitch coil. So suppose consider one fractional pitch or short pitch coil or corded coil. So this is the representation of a corded coil. So here again we consider a two-pole synchronous machine. So with a armature coil represented by A dash. So coil side A lies under the influence of N pole, but coil side A dash is not exactly lies under influence of S pole, but that coil side is behind this S pole with cording angle epsilon. So the position of coil side A dash is chorded with angle epsilon from its a full pitch position. That means if we draw its flux mmf, so this is the flux wave, so which is the sinusoidal representation. So here the for full pitch coil, this A dash conductor is at this particular place. That means for A dash conductors also the flux density is maximum if that coil is full pitch. But in this case, as coil is chorded with angle epsilon, the position of that particular conductor is lagging behind its full pitch conductor position with angle epsilon. So in this particular case, the EMF induced in coil side A is maximum as this coil side A lies under the maximum flux density. So that EMF is represented over with phasor OB, which is equal to EA, which is equal to E, and that EMF is at its maximum value. At the same time, the EMF induced in coil side A dash is not maximum because that coil side A dash not lies exactly under influence of S pole. So this EMF is not at its maximum value. So the EMF induced in coil side A dash is represented with OA, and that OA is equal to E into cos epsilon, or EA dash into cos epsilon. Okay, where that epsilon is the chording angle. Okay, so actually here OB represents the EMF induced inside coil side A, and OA represents the EMF induced in coil side A dash. So the EMF induced in coil side A dash is not equal to the maximum value. So that value is EA dash into cos of epsilon. So the coil side A cuttings maximum flux phi m. Therefore, the EMF induced in coil side A is at its maximum value. The another coil side A dash is cutting the flux of phi m cos epsilon. Therefore, its generated EMF is EM cos epsilon. So the RMS value of these EMFs are OB, which is the EMF induced in coil side A, which is equal to EM divided by root 2, that is equal to E, and OA is equal to EA dash is equal to EM cos epsilon by root 2. So this EM by root 2 is nothing but E. So that is equal to E cos epsilon. Now we have to determine the resultant EMF in coil side or in coil A dash. So for this purpose, we have made some modifications in this phasor diagram. So this resultant EMF can be obtained by simply adding this OB phasor and this minus of its EA dash phasor. So how to obtain this resultant EMF? Let us see. So the resultant EMF ER across short pitch coil is obtained by simply reversing this EA dash and adding this EA dash to EA as shown in phasor diagram. So simply we reverse this phasor EA dash and we add this EA dash phasor in EA to obtain the resultant phasor ER. So the resultant EMF induced inside alternator or coil side AA dash is equal to EA plus minus of EA dash. So that is equal to EA minus EA dash. So that phasor is represented with phasor OC in this particular phasor diagram. So in phasor diagram, we reverse this phasor EA dash, which is represented with phasor BC, and we add this BC phasor in OB, and their phasor addition is equal to OC. That OC is nothing but the resultant EMF induced in coil AA dash. In order to obtain the magnitude of this induced EMF, we have to make some adjustments in this phasor diagram. So we have drawn one perpendicular. We have drawn one perpendicular to OC from point B. So this BD is drawn, which is the perpendicular to OC. Okay, so we draw one perpendicular from point B, which is BD, and that perpendicular is drawn to line OC or phasor OC. So let us consider now triangle OBC, yes, which is represented in phasor diagram with red color edges. So let us consider this triangle OBD. Okay, let us consider triangle OBD. So in triangle OBD, angle OBC is equal to 180 degree minus epsilon, because this angle is equal to epsilon. Okay, yeah, this angle is epsilon. So angle this this angle is also equal to epsilon. So this total angle is equal to 180 degree. So we can calculate angle OBC, that is this particular angle. This angle is equal to 180 degree minus epsilon. So angle OBC is equal to 180 minus epsilon. Therefore, angle OBD is half of angle OBC, because this is perpendicular bisector. So angle OBD is equal to half of angle OBC. So that is equal to half of angle 180 degree minus epsilon, or 90 minus epsilon by 2. So here this angle OBD is equal to 90 minus epsilon by 2. Since angle BDO is equal to 90 degree, angle BDO is equal to 90 degree, or ODB is equal to 90 degree. So we can calculate angle BOD as epsilon by 2. So this angle BOD is equal to epsilon by 2. Similarly, angle BCD is also equal to epsilon by 2. So these two angles, that is angle BOD and angle BCD, that both angles are equal to epsilon by 2. Now we have to determine this phasor OC, that is magnitude of ER, from this phasor diagram. So that is, we have to calculate the magnitude of this phasor OC, which is represented with a violet color line in the given phasor diagram. So the resultant voltage ER is given by ER is equal to OC, which is equal to OD plus DC. OD plus DC. So how we calculate this OD? So this angle is equal to 90 degree. In triangle OBD, angle D is equal to 90 degree. Angle O, that is BOD, is equal to epsilon by 2. So we can apply cosine function over here, and we can calculate this OD as OD is equal to OB into cos of epsilon by 2. So OD is OB cos epsilon by 2. Similarly, if we consider triangle BDC, angle BDC is equal to 90 degree, angle BCD is equal to epsilon by 2. So again we can apply cosine function over here. So DC is equal to CB cos of epsilon by 2. DC is equal to CB cos epsilon by 2. But OB is equal to, this OB is equal to BC is equal to EA, that is equal to E. These both phasors, OB and BC, both phasors are same, and that are equal to EA. We represent that RMS value as a E. So ER is equal to E cos epsilon by 2 plus E cos epsilon by 2. So that is nothing but 2 times E cos of epsilon by 2. So the resultant EMF induced in a short pitch coil is equal to phasor OC, which is equal to ER, and that is given as 2 times E cos epsilon by 2. Now, here we have determined the resultant EMF induced in a full pitch coil and resultant EMF induced in a corded coil or short pitch coil. Now, what is means of pitch factor or coil span factor? So the pitch factor or coil span factor is defined as, it is the ratio of resultant EMF of a corded coil to the resultant EMF had the same coil to be full pitch. That means we define this pitch factor as, it is a ratio of resultant EMF which is induced inside a short pitch coil to the resultant EMF induced in same coil when that coil is considered to be full pitch coil. So simply Kp or Kc is equal to resultant EMF of corded coil to the resultant EMF of full pitch coil. So we have determined these both, that is we have find out resultant EMF of corded coil and resultant EMF in full pitch coil. So the Kp is equal to resultant EMF in corded coil is 2 times E cos epsilon by 2 divided by resultant EMF in full pitch coil, which is equal to twice of E. So this 2E and 2E gets cancelled. So value of Kp is equal to cos of epsilon by 2. So we find out the distribution factor Kp as cos epsilon by 2. Now this particular expression is valid for the fundamental frequency wave. Okay. So if signal is of harmonic or nth harmonic frequencies wave, then there is a change in chording angle. So the chording angle epsilon for fundamental frequency wave and for nth space harmonic frequency waves, that chording angle is equal to n epsilon, where n is the order of order of frequencies. Okay. So third harmonic, this n is equal to 3, fifth harmonics that n is equal to 5, and so on. So for nth space filled harmonics, the pitch factor is given by pitch factor Kp is equal to cos of n epsilon by 2, because this chording angle for nth space harmonic frequency is nth into epsilon. So now this is Kp for the nth harmonic or nth space filled harmonics wave. Now, why coils are to be short pitch? Okay, generally coils in alternators are short pitch to achieve the two different advantages. So that is, first one is the reduction in copper for overhang. So what is dead or whatever dead end of the coils are there, which is the overhang portion of the winding. So if coil is considered as a short pitch, then there is a reduction in the length of overhang portion, and due to that reduction in length of conductor required in overhang, the reduction or there will be the reduction in copper takes place. And another advantage is due to short pitch nature of coil, the harmonics which are generated inside the EMF will get reduced, and thereby the output EMF waveform is almost sinusoidal. So due to these two advantages, the short alternator coils are generally short pitch coil. So even though there is a little bit decrement in the induced EMF, so that particular decrement can be considered over these two advantages. So for due to these two particular advantages, generally in synchronous machine, coils are to be considered as a short pitch coil, even though the short pitch nature of coil decreases the value of induced EMF from its ideal value. So in this particular lecture, we have seen the concept of short pitch coil. We have seen what is the coil span factor and pitch factor, and we derive expression for pitch factor for a fundamental frequency wave and for nth space field harmonic wave. Thank you.